you an office down here.
Yeah, it'd save us a lot of time. Manager's office?
Yeah.
If it's another little old lady, I'll scream.
Nah, not the screaming type.
Oh, don't you bet on it.
If you ask me, she wanted to be caught.
Oh, yeah? Saw her do it, did you?
It was me that stopped her. I'm a shelf stacker, right? And she's standing there doing it, asking for it.
Oh, no.
Excuse me. Anyway, she's got washing up liquid, beans, tins in her bag, and then you won't believe it, right? She turns around and she says to me, "Is this bread fresh?" So I said, "Yeah." So she said, "All right, I'll have some." Put it in her bag and walked off.
Why do people do it, eh?
Beats me.
Our clear-up rate across the board has increased by 6%. While that's encouraging, I don't want it going to our heads, all right? Any other business?
Yes, sir, the Market Traders Association. Their representative, a Mr. Abganola, would like to set up a meeting with us to discuss their proposals for their street party come open day.
Oh, it's a regular event, Christy. It's your baby, isn't it, Derek?
Yeah, fine. Might be a good idea if you and I pop down there later on. Great bunch of characters, you love it.
Sounds good to me.
Good. All right, thank you all very much. Frank, could I have a word with you? Look, I had a phone call this morning from a Mrs. Gord.
Who?
Of Bingfield Finance PLC.
Oh, no, not Ted Roach again.
They're about to slap a court order in. Apparently hasn't made a payment for the last 3 months.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, sir. Leave it with me.
Quiet in here this morning, isn't it?
Tosh and Jimmy are out on the ground. Denbridge Hotel got turned over again.
Yeah? So what else is new?
American tourist left his room for 10 minutes. Came back to his room minus his valuables. Governor's in with the super.
Something's very sussy about the security people at that hotel. CID, DS Roach.
Yeah, Sarge? Yeah, I got a bloke on the line. What's the word? Hey, he said to say it was Sinbad.
Yeah, hell of a word.
In my office, when you're done.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, hold on. Sinbad.
Value of stolen goods?
£3.20. To make it worse, she's got a small fortune in her purse. I just don't understand people sometimes.
You're not alone. Right then, madam. Would you like to come with us, please?
Thanks for your help.
Ready?
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheerio. Yeah.
Come on.
What do you mean it's not a problem? Of course it's a problem. You're not paying your bills.
Just a couple of weeks.
It's 3 bleeding months. Do you realise that the finance company is about to slap a court order on you, you plum?
Look, I'll sort it out.
Oh, yes. Like the last time, when we sat here and tried to work out a sensible repayment plan, and you've still cocked it up.
Look, I'll phone Mrs. What's her name and fix up a meet, all right? I'll sort it out.
All right. Talk to the woman. But I want to know the SP. Burnside. Yeah, oh, hang on a minute, Tosh. Get it sorted.
Hang on to your beds, girls. The top brass is out and about.
Hello, Dolly, how's trade up?
Oh, not too shabby, Mr. Conway-Tar. Keep it busy yourself.
Yeah, and some. Dolly, meet Inspector Christine Freight.
Hello, sweetheart.
Nice to meet you, darling.
Welcome to the manor. Bit of an improvement on that toffee-nosed soft cart, isn't she?
Is Abby about, sweetheart?
How's it going here, Mr. Conway?
Good, Terry. Good. Yourself?
Oh, yeah, getting there. Someone's doing as well as you, though.
On your bike. Is Abby about, Dolly?
Oh, that black sod. He was here a few minutes ago. Oh, talk of the devil. And where have you been, you black sod?
Hello, Mr. Conway.
Hello, Abby.
You know where I've been at? Helping Hamish to fix his motor, innit?
Innit? What do you think, I'm an old mug or something? Been in the betting shop, haven't you?
Nag,
Get out.
nag. My father warned me not to marry no white woman.
I presume you're insured, sir?
Of course I'm insured, but that isn't the point, is it? 10 minutes. 10 goddamn minutes I'm out of this room.
Yes. Well, you've contacted all your credit card companies. And American Express will issue you with a new card straight away. You can continue with your holiday.
All I want to do is get the hell out of this country, okay?
Shame. What time exactly did you say your wife went shopping, sir?
About 9 a.m. or a little after.
Any joy?
Nah, security didn't see or hear a thing. I'm going to check him out, Gov. I reckon I'm on bunk.
Could well be. Chancer that did this one must have been rambling about the hotel like a guest. What are your thoughts here, any?
That's why I gave you a call, Governor. I reckon he's holding back on us.
What's on the list?
It's 1 Nikon camera, 1 male gold ring, 2 female diamond rings, 1 female gold necklace, 1 wallet containing credit cards, approx £120 in cash, 1 briefcase containing business papers. Estimated value £5,000 or thereabouts.
Passports?
Unfortunately, it's still a reception. 80 o'clock, by the way.
Well, he certainly seems a worried man for someone who's well insured. Who called us in?
According to the manager, Chummy went running down to reception when he realised his room had been turned over and started shouting the odds. Yeah, when the manager picked up the phone to give us a bell. Our man here, did it the other way, tried to put the blocks on it. Weren't too keen on it being made official by all accounts.
Yeah. Something definitely occurring here.
The fact that she's an American citizen doesn't alter the facts. She's been caught shoplifting.
She had over £300 in her bag, Mum, and over $1,000 US.
Well, that makes it worse rather than better, don't you think?
But she just didn't look the type, Mum. And from our inquiries...
Shoplifters come in all shapes, sizes, colours, creeds and social backgrounds.
There was something different about this woman, Mum.
She insists that it was a genuine mistake on her part, which is quite believable. But on the other hand, she seemed pleased about being arrested.
All right.
Bainbridge. Long time and all that jazz. Have a pew.
I checked your workload, Frank. You've got a lot on, eh?
I don't know how you ever made the Spook Squad bench. You're about as subtle as a dose of diarrhea.
Part of my charm, Frank. Take your boys and go home. This one's a hottie and soiled with political stuff. Very nasty.
Makes no odds to me, pal. Heavy mob?
Nah, just CIA.
Do you want what we got so far?
Aye. Not that it'll be of much use.
Up yours and all, pal.
Just give us what you've got, Frank, and go home, eh?
Well, seeing as it's not a lot, I'll let one of my DCs fill you in.
That's no nice, Frank.
That's all you're gonna get. Oh, by the way, just to make your day, the Yank's holding back on us.
Oh, yeah?
He's lost something he's not letting on about.
Oh, no. I didn't want to hear that, Frank.
I didn't think you would. If it's not a silly question, how'd you get onto this?
No bad hotel, this, by the way. I could fancy a weekend here myself.
Have a nice day.
And you've never been involved with the police in your own country?
No, never. Look, this is just all a mistake on my part. I've got an awful lot on my mind.
Well, according to the store detective's statement, you were clearly observed placing articles into your bag rather than the baskets provided.
Have you contacted my husband yet, please? We're still trying, Mom. Seems to be a problem getting Mr. Gary at his hotel. Problem? What kind of problem?
Mrs. Gary, is there something you're not telling us?
What do you mean?
When are you due to return home?
10 o'clock tomorrow morning from Heathrow.
Why were you at that supermarket?
Oh, I don't know what you're driving at.
Why go shopping when you're due to return home tomorrow?
Well, I just needed a few things. Hand cream and aspirin and stuff like that.
But all the items you placed in your bag were foodstuffs.
Look, if you'll just contact my husband, he'll fix it all.
What does your husband do for a living, Mrs. Gary?
Why do you ask?
Just a routine question. He's a professional man, I presume?
He works with the government. Look, if you'll just find my husband, I really need to speak with him.
The government, in what capacity?
I'm sorry. I refuse to answer any more questions until my husband arrives.
Well, Mrs. Gary, I have two choices here. First off, I can have you officially charged with the offence of shoplifting, and I can make special arrangements to have you up before the magistrate by this afternoon.
No, you must find my husband first.
Madam, your husband is completely irrelevant at this moment in time.
No, you must.
On the other hand, as this is your first offence, I have the authority to let you off with nothing more than a stern warning. Either way, your husband plays no part.
No, you must reach Tom and tell him that I'm being held here.
All right, Jana?
Sinbad, my man. How's tricks?
Making a bob off 3. Yourself, Mr. Roach?
Yeah, doing fine.
Our trials are starting. That's my dad's dog, that one. Dark one. Go on, son, run! Running at Wimbledon next week. Fancy yourself a little learner? Thought you might have made DR by now, Mr. Roach.
Have you got something for me? I just want to pass on some tips.
Yeah, I've got something. Just thinking to myself whether or not I should be dealing with someone, what's the word? A bit further up the ladder, know what I mean?
Listen, Sunshine, you're at your depth with me. I'll cut the bull and deal the hand.
All right, fair enough. I'll come up front with you, Mr. Roach. You better have some connections in the Secret Squirrel Brigade. You're going to need them.
Do you want me to write anything up, Gov?
Yeah. Not that there's much point. I'll go and see the super.
Waste of time all round.
Not entirely, old son. I got that tasty-looking receptionist's phone number.
As it happens, Gov, so did I.
You don't have to practice at being a Burke, Jimmy, do you? It just sort of comes natural.
So, where's the stuff now?
Oh, come on, Mr. Roach. Do I look silly? It's safe.
I mean, how quickly could you lay your hands on it?
Silly enough. No?
All right, but I need to sort out a few things first.
Yeah, I thought you might say something like that, Mr. Roach.
Now listen, Sinbad. What's to stop me from nicking you right now? I could have you banged up and your drum turned over just like that.
Because you look a right dildo, that's why, Mr. Roach. You turn over my gaff and come up with sweet FA. I'm not an idiot.
All right, give me a number where I can
contact you. Oh, come on,
you.
do me a favour.
All right, you make the play.
I'll phone you at your office in an hour. You play this one straight, Mr. Roach. We both get what we want.
Now listen, Sinbad. You better not be wetting up my leg.
Oh, ye of little faith, Mr. Roach. You show that to your governors and watch the wheels start to turn. Bye-bye for now, Mr. Roach.
Have you tried contacting her husband yet?
Yes.
Careful, girls.
Yes. Apparently, he's in the hotel somewhere, but unavailable. All very odd, really.
Yeah, well, from what you've outlined to me, I'd say the best thing was to slap her wrists and send her home.
Well, yes, indeed. But in this case, as I've already said, I think ticking off would be better coming from upper rank. And you're it.
Thank you.
Look, could you just contact my husband? It's very important.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Inspector Conway.
Have you found my husband?
No, Mrs. Gary, we haven't.
But you've got to.
Inspector Fraser has explained the circumstances of your arrest. And on her recommendation, and having studied all the facts, it's my opinion that we'd all be better served by issuing you with an official warning.
You mean you're letting me go?
That's correct, madam. However, I must warn you that should you return to this country and commit an...
No, this isn't right. You've got to contact my husband.
And commit an offence of this or any other nature...
Now will you contact my husband?
Have you contacted the husband now, then?
Well, we've sent the area car round to the hotel, sir. Oh, she had to pick the foot with a corn on, didn't she?
You've got to give her full marks for determination.
Yeah, well, I think we should get a medical report on her. She's obviously demented.
This husband, do we know anything about him?
Well, no, not a lot, sir. Works for the US government.
The government? In what capacity?
No, we don't know, sir. You'll survive. Nothing broken.
Do we know what hotel he's staying at?
Yes, the Denbridge, sir.
The Denbridge? CID were called to an incident there earlier this morning. Marion, could you find Inspector Burnside for me? Yes, my office. Thanks.
Well, be brave, Derek.
Quick word.
I've got to go and see the super. You sorted that business out yet?
Not yet. I need to talk to you about something else. It's urgent.
Only wait 5 minutes.
Well, look, I've got a phone call coming through in 45 minutes. I need to talk to you before I get it.
Look, if I'm not out in 15, come and find me.
Cheers.
Gary, Thomas Gary? That's all right, miss. I'll handle this. Chief Inspector McBride, Sergeant. Special branch.
What the hell are you doing here, Sergeant?
Well, sir, our people down at Sunhill are trying to trace a Mr. Gary, because apparently we have his wife in custody. What?
The bottom line is, sir, our Yank visitor has lost something he's not letting on about.
Any idea what that might be, Frank?
Not a clue, sir. Benj from Spook Squad's not saying a thing, other than to wave us clear. But if I was pushed to come up with a picture, I'd lay odds that Thomas Gary was about to flog something to the other side.
Real spook stuff.
CIA have sussed him and are giving him rope.
Catch his bar as well, you mean?
Why not? Of course, along comes our light-fingered lad and spins the room. Stuff hits the fan.
Yeah, but what's it got to do with Mrs. Gary?
Don't know, Derek. It's all guesswork anyway.
That's as may be. But I've been inclined to think you're right, Frank. It makes sense.
Possible that Mrs. Gary knew what her husband was up to, and all her actions were a bid to put him off the project. She was very insistent that we phone him.
Yeah, very.
Brownlow? All right, Marion, thank you. Send him up in 2 minutes, will you? Well, Chief Inspector McBride of Special Branch wants to see me on urgent business.
Right, make it quick. I'm due back with the super in 5 minutes.
I've got the SP on the villain that spanned the Denbridge this morning.
You what?
He wants to do business on some of the documents that came with the booty. He reckons they're secret squirrel stuff.
Is this for real?
Said show that to the top brass. One Amex card and the name of Thomas Gary.
What's he after?
Well, he's up on offer over some country mansion number. West Sussex boys are giving him a hard time.
Wants dropping out. That all?
No, he wants 5K in cash for expenses.
Does he now? Right, set it up.
I promised him a straight deal.
Just set it up and stop messing about. I'll pull all the strings.
Oh, by the way, you have a word with the finance company for me?
You're learning, Ted. You're learning.
Despite the fact that some two-bit sneak thief got lucky and stole the goods from right under our noses, we still had hopes of at least picking up the potential buyer. You boys blew that by turning up by the truckloads.
Look, I'm sorry your operation has fallen apart. But in the circumstances, given the fact that we were not consulted at any stage, I make no apology for my people's actions. However, now we understand the circumstances, we'll do everything in our power to assist you.
Mrs. Gary?
Smacked legs, sent back to the hotel.
Well, that's something. Heads are gonna roll over the loss of the documentation. It is of some national interest.
Well, we'll do our best to apprehend the thief.
Sir, I'm sure you will. Thank you for your cooperation in this matter.
Anytime.
Cockney Turag. What's going on?
You be nice to me, Benj. I can make your day.
The man's going to be well choked when we move.
I'll be well choked if you don't whisper in the right ears for me. I'll be ready for your mob in a couple of years from now.
Don't worry. You'll not be forgotten.
Did you manage to pull any strings with that finance company for me?
Aye. Your man will get no more aggro from them, provided he plays the game and pays up from here on in. We know one of the directors of the company that owns the company that owns that company.
Cheers, Benj. Gotta look after the troops, eh?
$5K in used tennis, and you've dropped out with the West Sussex lads.
Jiffy, that is. Jiffy, Mr. Roach. Well done.
Now, hold on, sunshine. No insurance?
What are you talking about?
Photocopies.
Oh, do me a favour, Mr. Roach. There's only one in it.
Come on then.
Yeah.
Right. Here we go.
That's blinding, that is. You done well then, Mr. Roach. You pulled that one off, eh? You wouldn't do...
What the?
You wouldn't do that to me!
I didn't! Run! Run!
You
run!
do it!
I didn't!
You
Run!
You made run!
I'll have that, Ted.
I promised him a straight deal.
Grow up, old son. $5 grand's worth. Don't even think about it.
You'll live to fight another day. Got it all sorted out, did you, Frank?
You got what you came for, Benj. Your Yank friends will be chuffed as nuts when they get that lot back. You've had a result. Give us a week, we'll pull your pal Sinbad in as well.
You just try it. You set me up once more and I will tear your arms out.
Don't be a prat, Ted. On your toes.
I mean it.
You really are slow up the traps, aren't you? Lucky for you, your pal Sinbad is a bit swifter. Think about it. Somewhere else. Stroppy git, but a good copper.
All right. You'll do.
He always comes up smelling a rose.
Who?
Burnside. Bloody Burnside. So help me, Bob, one of these days I'll do him up like a kipper.
Yeah, and book me a ringside seat.
It'll never happen.
Oh, Frank. I'm away.
Not before you bought a drink, Bobby.
Frank Bruno will be world champion before I do that. I'll see you. I'll see you, Ted.
Vodka and tonic, please. I don't know what you've got to yum about.
No, you wouldn't, would you, sir?
I think it's time you and me had a little straightener.
But long in the tooth to be rolling around in the car park.
Speak for yourself. You know what your trouble is, Ted? You're far too emotional.
He's my snout. I don't sell my snout down the river.
Did I do that? I could have had him if I wanted.
Yeah, if it had meant more brownie points. With all due respect, sir, it's not the way I work.
Why don't you grow up and stop moaning? We got the result.
Well, you got the result with my information and my legwork. Did you mention that at the Chief Super's debriefing?
You fell in lucky with Sinbad. That much was down to you. What about the rest of it?
Like I say, sir, it's not the way I operate.
I want results, Ted, and I'll get them. And I make sure that me and mine come out at the end covered in glory. That's why I'm DI. And if there's any brownie points on offer, I want them. All of them. Perk of the job.
One day, Burnside. One day.